You fucking frog-eating bastards. You talk about the November 1 main and co-main. Did I talk about the November 1 main and co-main? No. What's the main? Is there a new main co-main for November? Brendan Allen, Reina Derrida is what you're talking about? Yeah, I've talked about all that, if that's what you're talking about. I don't know by dates off by heart, just say them. Oh, Onama, Garcia, Delisha, Wilder. That's a main. That's not a main and co-main. I don't believe you. That's not a main and co-main. Main event. Oh my god. Yeah, f all that, bro. I am going to go Steve Garcia over him, though. How weak is that? What the fuck? Your parents got you in the helmet as a sign for times to come. Crusades begin, brother Gutus. Yeah. Chat, what do you think about me doing VIP appearances at, like, major events? I've been contacted by some people that can get me VIP tickets to a lot of major events and shit. You know? Maybe I'm working on cooking up something with DAZN. Who knows? I said I want VIP tickets to Till's next fight. I'm still not so disappointed in Rampage not calling you out for that boxing match. I know, he's so weird for that, man. I thought he would at least do that. You just stole that off Twitter. Lou loves MMA. You're a weirdo. Imagine you go to an event and no one recognizes you. Yeah, that'd be sad. I reckon I'd get recognized at a fucking Misfits event or like a regional MMA event for sure. Because there's no one more hardcore than that, you know. I could see maybe a few people at a UFC event not noticing me. But if I mean, that's my niche, so I doubt it. Beep, beep. Impression of Bilal and Ariel arguing over noses. Mine's fucking bigger, so what? That's the one thing you guys think you have, and I'm beating you at it. No, you're not. Shut up. I'll give it a 2. Put the fries in the fucking bag. Shut your fucking mouth. He kind of sounds like World of T-shirts. Chances of Rico Verhoeven coming to the UFC? I hope so. I do hope so. Completing a Pereira-style fast track to a title fight. No one left for Tom besides Garn and Shamil. Yeah, but what do you want to fight Verhoeven? They've been friends for like a decade. Not a decade, but you know, near enough. But yes or no, chat, if Rico Verhoeven took a year from now, and let's say he was going to make his debut towards the end of 2026, and work solely on takedown defense, he would smash, in my opinion, he would smash Marcin Tybura. Well, I don't know, actually. It's hard to tell. It is hard to tell sometimes. But he would smash Taliesin Teixeira. You know, he'd smash up his legs and blitz right through his shins. So, it depends on the matchup, you know. But I would like to see that. Yeah, well, him versus Waldo Cortez Acosta or some shit, you know. Depends on the matchup. I'd love to see good low kicks at heavyweight. We hadn't seen them in ages. Is there a story of you getting in a fight? When I was younger, yeah, but I don't get in fights. I'm too big to get in fights. People don't start fights with me anymore. I'm not even trying to flex. It's just how it is. So I don't club or go out drinking, so I don't get myself in any positions to be in any fights. And no one's going to start a fight with me on the street randomly. I personally don't care who you marry, but I'm also smart enough to know that if it opens a gateway to men and women trying to marry young kids. To men and women trying to marry young kids. Siblings marrying each other and people having multiple husbands and wives. You think all of these things are okay, otherwise you're stopping them from being happy as well as, which is hypocrisy. Equality doesn't stop with gay marriage, it just starts with it. And then he says that his comments were completely taken out of context. My comments were completely taken out of context by members of the media, and I've since removed them out of respect for anyone. Dude, he really is, he really got fucking hounded for that shit. But hey, that was a really bad prediction from him, to be fair. It never extended to beyond that, you know? That was a really bad prediction in 2013. No one started doing degenerate sexual shit after that, you know? So, he was dead wrong. You know? It's all good. Thank you for the $2. Donovan Wiss, best glory kickboxer right now. Okay. Just joined. Who do you think will step in for Fiziev? You know who. Who's the only lightweight who's really about shit, dude? All these BMFs at the top. Who's the only lightweight, chat? Say his fucking name. Who's the only lightweight? Anyone, anywhere, any fucking time. Who is it? You know the name. Mateusz Gamrot. It's Mateusz Gamrot, dude. He's the only one who's going to say yes to that shit. No fucking strings attached. Gamrot saying yes. He'll probably do it for free. Just for the opportunity. You know the game is ready. I don't even think he's that fun to watch. Or I mean, he is quite fun typically, but not really though, right? His style's not the best, but he's the only one game to fight anyone, anywhere, it seems. Josh Thompson, gay quotes, do it. What did Josh Thompson say about gay people? Let's find it. A top UFC fighter. So this is Josh Thompson, yeah, chat? This was the guy that was calling me out for like reprehensible jokes and language about Chandler. He said, a top UFC fighter questioned on Facebook this week whether gay marriage could possibly lead to polygamy, incest, or pedophilia, and now he's sort of apologizing. Josh Thompson, a lightweight contender, asked his Facebook followers whether the legislation of gay marriage could be a gateway to other more extreme things. This was his prediction back in 2000 and what? 13? He said, my question is, should siblings be able to marry siblings? Thompson wrote. My point is, where do you draw the line? Thank you for the 13 months of membership. You think if coaches told their women to calm down, they fight better? You think if coaches told their women to calm down, they fight better? Also, let's not forget the humble rich Khabib using Eagle FC for tax fraud. I mean, guys, come on. Come on, man. His cousin was forced into marrying him, and she gets no say in the matter. He's a very humble guy, and he's a very good man. What are you talking about, dude? He said like a nice thing once on the mic, so he's a really good guy, regardless of every single thing he's done in life. Come on. It's just a different culture to be a piece of shit, filthy human over there. You know what I mean? So you just got to understand the difference in culture. Thank you for the $1 moribund world. I don't mind him for tax evasion, though, to be honest with you. That's not the thing I'll get him on. You know what I mean? I don't really care about that. He wants to dodge Russian taxes. Pfft, fuck it, dude. Why not? People forget, man. Khabib laughed and made fun of an injured homeless man and recorded him while mocking him. Very humble. Yeah. I think it's his own cousin being forced to marry him was the bad part, but yeah, making a homeless man do push-ups wasn't good either. But to be fair, it's kind of based. Let's not let Raja distract us from BJ Penn's arrest. No, they finally got him. Make a Khabib video. Also raise the flags. Yeah, that'll stop everything. No, paint a flag on a roundabout, dude. That'll stop everything, man. We need to push for legislative change. What Khabib video? I'll save it for Halloween, I think. Chat, shall I do a Halloween video, chat, where... And I'll probably be in a different environment by then, because I am going to be in my headquarters, hopefully by Halloween. I don't know when Halloween is, though. Is it next month? Is it the end of next month? So hopefully I'll have things sorted by then. But I'm going to do a video with a torch under my face telling all the spooky stories of MMA. And one of them's going to be, there's this guy in Dagestan and his young cousin was forced to marry him. I feel like it could be like a good video, you know. Do the Pat Barry stuff. We can get into Khalil Roundtree's cult, D-Devlin and witchcraft, all of that stuff. MK Ultra McGregor stuff. There's lots. There's lots. Prediction on Brown versus Bonfirm and Walker versus Usman. Brown versus Bonfirm. I'm going to lean towards Randy Brown. I believe in the improvements of his grappling. Even though he's been held up against the cage in moments recently, he hasn't been pinned. And I know the refs are being a bit... They're aware that the audience is sick of the cage stalling. So that might be a factor here. Walker versus Usman. Mohammed Usman versus Volta Volker. Why is Volta Volker getting another bum at heavyweight? Just going to rip his leg off. Volta Volker. What a weird... There's a lot of weird prospects getting a lot of weird layups recently. It's good, though. I think it's good, actually, right? They've got to build them up. But some of them are just like, dude, you've had 3 cans in a row. Now we get a 4th one? It's like they get a free career. Thank you for the $10. No clue why Mr. J himself, Netanyahu, was so pressed to address the Kirk death being tied to Israel. Only making himself look worse. Also, impression of Caleb pounding Netanyahu. Oh my, oh God. Yeah, buddy, take it. I don't know. Thank you for the 10. Yeah, it is weird how that is, you know. Don't even have to make the accusation. The culprits will always reveal themselves. Impression of Raja and BJ sharing a cell, planning to escape. Man, they're all clones, man. We can't do it. We gotta send our clones out to escape first, and then we run behind them after they cause a distraction. I don't know. And don't disrespect me. And then he beats up BJ Penn. You don't get it. In Khabib's culture, as long as you don't go around assaulting people on the street, you're seen as a saint. True. Well, Khabib used to, but since he stopped doing it, he's basically a saint. Yeah, exactly, yeah. If you lower all your standards of, like, human expectations of behavior enough, you can consider Khabib, like, a normal, good guy. You know? Your tweet is spot on. Thank you, dude. It hurt me to type out that tweet. I've been waiting to tweet some shit like that, but I don't want to do it all the time, you know? Impression of Ian Gary asking Mike Chandler for family planning advice since his own wife is at menopause age. All right, no. What are you doing? My wife says she's coming out rust. Last night she came and some cobwebs shot out of her pussy and I heard a ghost come out of there and said, ooh, like that. Gave me a fright. It did as it came out. So, somebody please help me. Some test tube or something. She farted the other day and she left dust all over the fucking radiators. Thank you for the $20. Don't you think, thank you for the 19 months. Don't you think Hooker could do it? He could, but he said he was only going to come back in November because of his arm. What's the status on an Aspinall collab? Yeah, we'll have to do it. As always, thank you for being you. Thank you for the 19 months of membership, dude. I appreciate you very much indeed. Thank you. We lost a great politician this week. What politician? Randy Brown pulled out. What? Fucking hell, man. I'm just laying up people opportunities, dude, and they're just letting it slip. Fucking hell. What do you think we do with Strickland? He can't fight anyone. They have to have him fight Adesanya because it's a nice matchup for Adesanya. Adesanya's been healthy, he's just been waiting for Strickland's suspension to be over. You wear your Kmart outfit too. Don't even know what that is. How many grandkids do your parents want? A few. My parents do want grandkids, yeah. A lot of people in my family are baby makers, you know, just make loads of children. Me and my brother are like the smallest family because we're only two of us. My dad's one of a few. My uncle had like 9 kids. My aunts had like 5, and then the other one had 6 or 5. So we just a lot of kids. Big families typically. I want a big family. I reckon Sean Woodson beats Kevin Vallejos. Yeah, I could see that. Him floating around on the outside. Maybe Vallejo struggling to get to him. Yeah, that's a bit of a tricky matchup. You gaslit JDM into being my favorite fighter of all time, and now you're in. Just in time for the big Makachev matchup, buddy. Welcome. That's one of the best feelings ever, chat. Yes or no? I was watching JDM like that when he knocked out that black guy in their rematch and flatline KO'd him. I was watching him since then, and I see him on the Contender Series, and I'm like, oh, this guy's good. I've seen his KOs. And his reverse elbow, the Dan Henderson elbow that he got, I've been watching him for so long, man, and I've always picked him to win. That is the best feeling as an MMA fan, when you catch him on the regional scene, and then you just follow him, and then he looks great on the Contender Series, and then you just keep fucking pushing with him. 3 first-round finishes in his early UFC fights, and dude, it's been a great story to watch. I've seen Shane Gillis rage bait in Rogan. Leg kicks are gay. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. How does a non-UFC fan manage to rage bait effectively on the topic? No idea how Rogan's considered a comedian. I know, yeah. It's good stuff. Chat, has Shane Gillis seen a video of mine? What do you reckon? I've seen the way he's been prodding at Rogan a few times about MMA recently, and I feel like he's in the know, dude. I feel like the MSSP crew are kind of in the know about things. I reckon he's seen the John Jones is gay video. I think a lot of people have seen that. Does that have 1 million views yet, the John Jones is gay? Shane Gillis isn't funny. He's the ultimate bro, though, dude. That's what it's all about. You feel me? Shane Gillis. 978,000 views. Soon to be 1 million, I guess. Eventually. The Tito Ortiz one still rising up the ranks. Still rising up the ranks, folks. Holy schmackerel, buddy. Gillis is the Einstein for people with an extra chromosome. True. Only Lucas has a million viewed views a little. He does have a top styles of MMA type thing or some shit, right? Guru said front flips are easier than back flips. I never said that. I said back flips are easier than front flips. You're incorrect. I never said that at all. I've said a few times on stream back flips are easier than front flips. And chat disagreed with me because they've never done one. At the time anyway, but now I think they know. How does the UFC let Arman do random grappling matches and do anything but fight? I know. If Charles gets a fight for Rio, he'll fight 3 times before Arman's fought once. Fucking pathetic from Arman, it really is. Cold approach or online dating? No such thing as a cold approach. I think you just sort of like create some kind of like genuine interaction with a woman and then work it in from there. I don't know. Online dating is pretty demoralizing. I remember being a young man and being incredibly demoralized by online dating. Just never getting any likes or any, like, no interaction at all for like years and years. So it does like make you really repressed. So I wouldn't suggest online dating. But I also wouldn't suggest cold approach. I'd just sort of make genuine interactions and see if you can go with there probably. I'm not the best person to ask for advice. How did your relation with Darren Till start? It was, I think he followed me like long before we even interacted, but he'd always just been following me, I guess. I don't know. I always knew Darren Till, obviously, so I'm not saying he wanted to be friends first or anything, but I always knew Darren Till. But I'm assuming he saw some of my videos, you know, the Darren Till, you know, Operation Save Darren Till's career thing. Just go up to them and say you'd deeply regret not asking. No, don't just go up to them and say it. You got to work it in somehow. Are you really buying land? I thought you were leaving. No, I'm not buying land. No, I'm not buying anything. I'm not going to buy anything in the UK. UK's about to fucking descend into a third world shithole. You think I'm going to buy stuff now? Are you retarded? I'm waiting. Name for the new HQ, the Pig Cave, the Hog Lair, the Swine Depot. Ooh. The Pig Cave is catchy. But pigs don't go in caves. The Pig Pen. The Pig Pen's good. The Pig Sty. Hog Lair. I don't know about the Hog Lair. Sounds like some kind of like expensive chocolate. Swine Depot. Maybe the I don't know. I don't know what to go with it. Maybe a Swine Depot would work, yeah. The Bacon Farm, I don't know. Remember when you used to hang with losers like Oban Smelia and broke-ass Jack Evans? Alright, guys. Thank you. What the fuck? They're my friends. Thank you for the photo. I can't believe you guys would say some shit like that. How dare you? I'm still boys with them. And now you're hanging with DJ, DDP, and Till. How far we've come. I was hanging out with them before I was hanging out with Jack Evans and Orban, dude. Don't even fucking... come on, dude. Thank you for the 2. You see Raja finally got arrested? I did see that, yes. We rejoiced. It was a great time. In a catchweight fantasy matchup, Jan versus Volk. Volk could win. Who should Danil Donchenko fight next? I'd love to see those fights, though, man. Fucking Aljo. Fucking, I hated that Aljo milked that fucking knee to the face and ruined the whole of bantamweight, man. That should have been Jan's clean sweep win. I know he illegally kneed him, I know, and it's his fault as well, but fucking hell, man. I remember those times, dude, when we were talking about, dude, imagine if we're going to get Jan versus fucking Aldo, and or we got it, right? But Jan versus Volk, and fuck, man. Who should Danil Donchenko fight next? Someone good at welterweight. He is very good, so I don't think you can give him a bottom feeder. And he's a tough winner, so they're going to have him on a good contract, better than some regular fighter that's got into the UFC. So they're probably going to want to give him some kind of test. I would say something like a, I don't know, see how he fares against Carlos Leal. That'd be a fun scrap. I know he's coming off a loss, but still. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's barely any welterweights coming off wins. Maybe a Nuros Medic, maybe a Mike Matt. I mean, well, they've got matchups. Why is Sam Patterson ranked so low? They've got to update this shit. Maybe a Charles Radke. Say it again, Radke. Say it again, brother.
Le Guru de MMA has got it up, but it's got no views in 13 minutes, so he's not really one of the big dogs, you know? Le Guru de MMA has got it up, but it's got no views in 13 minutes, so he's not really one of the big dogs, you know?